The morning after ICE Dlck, still sweating, still single. I woke up on the floor, not in a dramatic, oh no, what happened kind of way. More like a, yup, this bed frame finally gave out like my boundaries kind of way. Wrapped in a blanket that smelled like cologne, closure, and consequences. Sweated, emotionally dry, and alone. Again. Let me rewind. Aries Mitchell. Yes, that Aries. The tall glass of don't you dare text him, I always sit too late. 6'2", brown-skinned, broad-shouldered trouble with an athlete's frame and a smile that could short-circuit your logic. That full beard, sculpted. That hair, always faded just right. That body, unholy. Those dimples, disrespectful. He's the what if that never became what's next. The one who made high school tutoring sessions feel like emotional boot camp and sexual tension training. We've had decades of flirtation, fallout, and late-night flashbacks. Still fine, still dangerous, still never mine, not really. We love each other. That's never been the issue. The issue is, he was always scared he wasn't enough, and I was always scared to ask for more. So we said nothing, and did everything else. Now he's my ICE Dlck, in case of emergency Dlck. The man I call when I need to feel wanted, even if I leave feeling worse. Why he wasn't invited to the wedding, and why that matters. Remember the ex, the one who cheated a week before the wedding? Yeah, that one. He banned Aries from the guest list. Said he didn't like the way he looked at me. Translation. He saw Aries for what he was. A threat. Not because Aries ever crossed a line, but because the connection was loud, even in silence. Funny thing is, Aries tried to warn me. Said something felt off, but I mistook it for jealousy. Thought he didn't want me happy. Truth is, he just knew a liar when he saw one, and I didn't want to admit he might be right. Because if Aries was right about him, he might have been right about us too. The morning after. Here's the thing about grown woman mistakes. They come with better lingerie and worse recovery times. I wasn't crying. I wasn't ashamed. But I was so damn tired. Tired of confusing familiarity with future. Tired of borrowing back passion I already tried to return. Tired of being the safe place to land for a man who never learned how to stay. Okay, yes, I was hot flashing and didn't know it. But this sweat? Oh, it was real. Not just from round 3 or the half-dead ceiling fan, but from the emotional friction, the internal tug-of-war between wanting and knowing better. There's always heat with him. Always. But sometimes heat doesn't warm you. It burns you open. And when it cools, you're left shivering in the ache of what never was. What I wanted versus what I reached for. What I wanted was comfort. What I reached for was Aries, because he's reliable in that way. Because he's sculpted like temptation and smells like memory. Because he makes me forget I'm supposed to be healing. But baby, let's be clear. A man who can find your pulse with his tongue is probably not the same as one who can calm your panic with his presence. And that's where we always fall apart. In the quiet. In the morning. When the sex stops and the silence starts keeping score. Corrine's confession. I am still single because I refuse to keep signing up for situationships that feel like layaway love. I am still sweating because midlife doesn't care how bomb your satin sheets are. I am still entangled in an almost love story with a man who feels like home and heartbreak in the same breath. And I am still here, half-dressed, half-healed, but wholly aware of what this is and what it's not. Let's talk. You ever confuse intensity for intimacy? Mistake a good orgasm for a green flag? Yeah, me too. Drop your morning after wisdom in the comments. What did you realize when the sweat dried and the silence got honest?